on me. Right on me.
Hello everybody, it is Christine. It is time for BoBunny Stash Bash, and I'm going to combine it with Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, because I want to. I moved my phone. Sorry about that, you guys. Let's see. Okay, so here's our sketch. It is, I'm sorry, the shine here. Let me see. There we go. Is that better? It's by Deb Tallbrod. And, of course, it's 2 pages because this particular sequence or series is all 2-page layouts. And I don't know when I'm posting these. Out of order, I guess. But this one here, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 pages. And she's got like this, she's given us her measurements, which is nice. So we got there's 5 photos. She has a big, long title here. And then just kind of this diagonal design of like embellishments or whatever, which I love. Diagonal designs are my fave. What I've got here is the Key Lime collection from BoBunny. This is my one I've been working on, and I'm going to try and finish this up. Now, what I'm going to do too, you guys are going to be like shockarood. This is basically like a summer/ocean type collection. It says Key Lime, so it's got like surfboards and, you know, stuff like that. I'm not using it for that. I have used it for like the oceany stuff in the past, but I went through, you guys, I'm not going to lie, got into my old photos because the sketch showed like 4x6s, and anymore when I print them myself, I tend to print like 3x4s, but I have all my old pictures that were developed already are 4x6s. So I got through, and get this, I found they're from 2003. It's when me, my husband, and my daughter were in a church play. It's an Easter play. And honestly, looking back through these photos, I'm going to have to get back in these and scrap more because I don't want to start yattering on too much. But the people that we invited to the play were, frankly, there's quite a number of them that have passed away. So the photos were very kind of emotional driven for me. But this is what I'm going to do. I found this gold. I had 2 pieces of this left. And I go, that gold looks really good. Now, granted, it's got like palm trees and stuff. But, you know, it's set back in Bible times. And they were kind of, you know, they have... I'm imagining there's palm trees. I have never been over to Israel or anything, but we're going to imagine. And then I've got these ones here. This is my husband. He actually had lines, y'all. I had some lines too, or I sang a little bit, but he had like a whole on scene, him and the other Roman soldier at the tomb. It was kind of cool. They had these cool outfits and stuff. And then this is just me and my daughter. And then I have this one of my daughter with the Jesus, person playing Jesus. So I'm not 100% sure yet. I think I'm going to frame these or do something, because I say that. I don't know if I have 2 more of any other sheet of paper here. I do have this stripe, which is pretty, so maybe I'll work that in some way. This says surf. I don't want to use that. This might be an option, but I don't know. Those are the best ones there. I could technically bring in something like this pattern because it's not terribly specific, you know. It's not terribly specific, so maybe I can work that one in some way. Or... you know, there's these arrows or something. I have to think on it because her sketch doesn't really show like any other type of pattern papers. But that being said, sketches are meant for jumping off points. So, what else do I have here? Yeah, these are a little bit too... these oranges work too, technically. But I think I'll stick with the palm trees because I think that's kind of desert reminding. So maybe I'll do these. I have to figure something out here. I don't have enough... well, I say that. If I try to frame them, no, I don't like that. Okay. I'll get some white cardstock. I'm going to have to think on it. And I got to get a title. I have to get some letters because there's nothing here that's going to work for a title. I think I'll just call it like Family Easter Play or something like that. I don't know. I'll look and see what I got. So that's what I'm starting with. This may end up being kind of simple. I have no embellishments. I'll have to get into some stuff for that. Don't know what I'm going to do. So homework and thoughts. So let me do that and I'll shut up. Okay, so what I ended up doing is running off into my cardstock stash, and I found these kind of reddish colored cardstocks. And I thought they went really well with the little award things, like the theater curtains on the little certificates I had taken pictures of. So I thought, well, I'll frame it with that. Now, it is a 2-page layout, so how I'm going to do this is I'll trim the top and bottom. No, I just trim one side, I guess. But I'm making it where I'm going to push them to the sides. So you'll see what I mean in just a minute. They're going to come to the middle. And so it's not going to be framed on all 4 sides. It'll be framed on 3 sides. And so the 2 pieces in the middle look like they would touch when they're in the book. So I'll do that. And then I decide this blue papery looking wave thing. Honestly, y'all, I did not notice it till after I started messing with this. It does have tiny little fish on it. Now, that all being said, I thought about that for just a second. I'm like, well, that's okay, because a lot of imagery with, you know, Jesus and Christian stuff is like fish, right? Because, of course, Jesus said, you know, fish are men, and there's different things with the fish. So I thought, well, that's okay. I'm not even going to worry about that. There's fish on here. So I tore the top and bottom, and I'm going to trim off these little edges so it sits inside the gold paper. And then that's going to basically be a little, like I say little, like a horizontal element across this page. Now, that's not really technically in the sketch. But again, I look at the sketch and I go, okay, this is, you know, basically, again, a dropping off point. So you know where to put your photos and stuff. Now, I will tell you, this layout turns out, honestly, much simpler than I would have normally done, I think. I don't know. She drew, you know, all these little, like, stars and stuff to represent embellishments. And I will put things, but honestly, I go off camera a little bit because I kept thinking, I need to add something. I need to add something. But nothing really felt like it would balance out properly if I did. So you'll kind of see what I mean in just a minute. So it didn't actually take me all that long to do this layout other than just thinking about it. The actual assembly, I wouldn't suggest, took me that long. So I'm going to glue those pieces down there, and then with my ATG, and then I will end up putting my left hand, top left, the photo that's, I say photo, it is a photo of the certificate, and the left one I'll put on foam, and then I'll put my daughter with the Jesus character on foam, just to give a little bit of dimension. I just kind of, like I said, I felt like I needed to, like, you know, sex this up a little bit or, you know, make it a little more fancy. And so I kind of do that with the foam. And this takes me just a second because I'm kind of fassing around, y'all. And I guess I'm also kind of thinking about, do I leave this in here? You guys, I'm sorry. I don't mean to leave foam attachments in here. I'm just going to put it on the back side of it. And I'm checking the sketch, by the way. I'm just double checking where the placement of these things are. Because I was kind of making sure that, you know, it was kind of in the same general vicinity as she showed on the sketch. So that's going to go there. And you'll see now I've got it all glued down. My foam, like I said, is behind the big picture on the right as well. And I pulled out these, I want to say they're Amy Tangerine letters. I don't remember now. They're little foam letters, black foam letters. They're thickers, but I think the collection might have been an Amy Tangerine. I can't swear on it, but I think so. And initially I was just going to do church Easter play. And then I realized I still had, you know, kind of a little bit of room here. And so I'm going to go back into the letters, and I do have numbers with this particular set of thickers, which I kind of love. I do love it when there's numbers. And so I'm going to pull out 2003, even though technically that's on the little certificates, and so the year's on there. But I thought, you know what, I can use these 2003s. And so I'll have to scooch church over just a hair, because 2003, you know, kind of bleeds over into the church section there. So I'm going to scooch it over. And I like this. I think this title looks neat. Like I said, I'm going to tell you, this is a fairly simple layout for me. I don't know. It's like I really couldn't figure out any way to add anything else without it looking strange. I was kind of going with the sketch here. Now I'll get into this little baby. This is Illustrated Faith. They're little puffies. I had picked these up at Tuesday morning back when they were open. And honestly, I didn't even look up the verses, so I haven't even looked. I probably should, to make sure. Well, it is what it is. I mean, I figured verses are verses, and it's okay. So I'm going to put, you know, I got the flowers. Now this may look like, you think, I don't know if that goes, Christine, because I've got kind of some, you know, there's some pink and then there's some turquoise. I think it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I wanted to add these little flowers and stuff, and I thought, you know, the orangey color kind of goes with the little gold background, and you know what, I'm just going to bring all this in here. It's okay. It's totally fine. And I like it. I think it's pretty. It kind of brings the collection into maybe an Easter feel, I guess. So, like I said, I would not suggest this is my norm, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm going to kind of put these along the lines where she had the little stars drawn. I will actually come back in with one more piece underneath those little singing birds right there. There's a little piece of ephemera in the BoBunny collection that I thought might help kind of ground them a little bit. I don't think I do it on camera, though, but I'll tuck it in behind, so you'll see that in just a little bit. So I'm going to put these little puffies around. The only other thing I will actually pull out is some of the brads that was with this collection. So there's some BoBunny used to have a lot of, I don't know if they still do or not, to be honest with you, but they had brads. The only thing that ever irritated me with those brads, they're good quality, good color, all the things, but they only ever had 2 of any given design. in the sets, and it was kind of irritating because you always want 3, or I always want 3. And so 2 always kind of irritated me, but it's usable. It's totally fine. So I'm putting my little puffies down. I will end up using Nuvo glue, by the way, because these things just, they're not going to stick long term without some glue. So I'll end up adding that in just a minute. I think I'm going to cut over here. This is you saw the brads. You just saw that little card there. I'm on the very last one here. I've put the other ones. I kind of put them essentially where you might put like an enamel dot or something. I just kind of created little visual triangles and, you know, a little bit of variety in the locations. And I didn't go all the way through. I just went through the yellow paper. I poked the hole, but then I just put the brad legs through the yellow paper. So here's me adding that Nuvo glue. So again, I'll tell you real quickly, since I've just nattered on about the layout, but the play itself, we had gone to this church and they did an annual Easter play, and we thought, you know what the heck, we'll do this. And honestly, it was a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of, it was a full-on production. You know, there was rehearsals and singing, and there was some really talented people. It always kind of amazes me when you meet people like in just normal life, you know, at work or at church or whatever. And, you know, maybe they were in theater as kids and that just wasn't their career, but that does not mean that they were not talented. And sometimes I'm just like, holy cow, these folks are really, really talented. And it was a really good time. We got to know some good people and just really enjoyed it. And then so the culmination, of course, was Easter weekend, and you would invite your friends and family and stuff like that. So that's the photos I kind of alluded to in the beginning, which is we had a lot of family attend. And I definitely need to get back into those photos and share those. So here is the slowdown. Again, there's not just tons to show you because I just kind of took the little puffies and kind of organized those where she had the stars. Otherwise, the layout was fairly simple. And I didn't do a ton of journaling because the little certificate has where and the date and all that kind of stuff. And I may end up coming in. I actually have a tiny little album of this play too. But anyway, there's the close-ups. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is my BoBunny Stash Bash, so it's not a hop or anything, so there's not really anybody else to reference, other than this is a 30 Days of Sketches, so I will drop that description down in there, so you can kind of go check that out. There is a Facebook group, and a lot more people are, you know, playing along with these 2-pagers that you can see with different interpretations of it. So this was, I think, day 14. Forgot what day I'm on. And so, yeah, check that out. Thanks so much. We'll talk soon. Bye.